We're going to start from this one today. Now, one of the things that I've changed over the years is resolution, because computers have gotten better and they can handle it better. And we also now have a large format printer. So if, okay. No.
What's with the pencil icon?
I don't know. Because it just opened this in Sketchbook Pro.
Oh.
And I'm not entirely sure why it did that. Right? Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
We'll use this one. Okay. So I can't make anything that's already poor in quality better quality. So what I've got to live with here is what I've got to live with, because I took this picture in 1996 in Africa, and I don't know where the original is because I lost my whole photo album, which had also all the negatives in it, and I still hope to find it somewhere, but I'm not really sure I will. So I'm going to use this anyway to show you, as we move through the project, ways to kind of remedy it. But if I've got this basic idea of what I want to do, and I know that I'm going to want, like, this little person, my sweet little daughter, if I'm going to want her in here, but I'm going to put something else in it, I can put her in here now as sort of a placeholder. Things that I need to be aware of. So image size, right? I'm going to suggest that you work in 300 resolution. This way, if we want to double or possibly even triple the size of your image, we should have a decent amount of quality to work with. If you know in your heart of hearts that this would be super awesome if you printed it 18 by 18 or something like that, I do have the capability of doing that on certain substrates, not for critique, but after critique, if you want to print it larger, that's an option. And all I would ask you to do is just converse with me why you want it bigger and what size you're thinking about, because we may change your resolution from the get-go to do that. But generally speaking, working at 300 resolution should give you more than enough information to get what you need. All right? So your height, if you look at the project sheet, I think I put it in there as like 8 by 10 or something like that, right? You cannot exceed 12 by 18. Right? 12 by 18 is the largest size that we can print off our regular printers. All right? And so we have 13 by 19 paper, but to get that full edge, either on glossy paper or on matte paper, working at 12 by 18 or smaller will work. So if you want to do something that's 18 by 6 inches, like long and narrow, awesome. But if you want to do something that's 6 inches by 22 inches, I'm going to ask you to half that for now. And then once we get it printed smaller and we're sure that everything's good, then we'll use what we have around, like better quality paper, and print a large one once we work out all the kinks. And that's where having the 300 resolution is helpful. All right? Questions about size, resolution? No? Okay. So when we're building, here's the thing. Photoshop now is so super flexible that honestly, if you're a porcupine with it, okay, have I ever shared with you my theory here? You can be a piglet, you can be a porcupine, or you can be a propeller head, right? This is one of my professors in college used to always say this. So the piglets are people who know nothing about nothing, and they just wreak havoc on anything on a computer. The porcupines know enough to do good things, but also to get themselves into a bit of prickly trouble, right? And then the propeller heads, they're the ones, they've done the Linda, they're totally vetting and looking up how to do things, they're paying attention in class, and things are moving smoothly. I want you all to be propeller heads. Like, that's my goal in life. So if you do things the right way, you end up with a file that's manageable, you end up with a file that works well, that looks good, and everything's in the same color space. If you don't, you end up with a computer that crashes. Okay? What you may find in this project, if you're working off your U drive, is that if your file gets really big, your U drive will no longer accept it. It just can't do the back and forth anymore. At which point, you'll just save to the local hard drive and back up to your device every day, which you should be doing anyway. So not a big deal. But if you get that warning, don't panic. Talk to one of us. It's usually just a case of saving it onto the hard drive, so into the documents folder or the desktop. All right? So if we're going to come in here and we're going to go ahead and make a new file, and whoops. We're going to go to File New, and we're going to make a print file, and we're going to build it in RGB. It's going to be 300 resolution. It's going to be horizontal, and I'm going to make this 8 by 10 for 2 reasons. One, it'll fit into a frame, so I don't have to resize it. I can just go buy a frame and give it to my mom for Christmas or whoever, right? 8 by 10, easy to frame. So I'm going to go with that. Horizontal, 300 resolution. I'm going to go ahead and say create. Now, if I have something in another Photoshop file that I've already worked with that I want to put in here, one real easy way to do that is to go ahead and tear one of these off. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this one off and make it a bit smaller here for a minute to help me work. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to tear this one off. And I'm going to shrink this down for a minute. Get both of these up here. Put this behind it. So now I've got my 2 files here that I'm working from. When I take something from here, if I'm taking something from one Photoshop file to another, the most effective way to do it, if it's already on a layer, is just to drag and drop the layer into the other file. Okay? So then I can bring it in here and it comes in as that layer named, everything's good to go, right? So that's a real effective way to move things in. So let's go back into here and let's go to File Open. If I'm going to work from this other file here, there it is. Okay. I'm going to open this file up. So I'm kind of building this in pieces, and I built it on purpose as a hot mess so I could explain to you why it was a hot mess. All right. So the idea is good. Like, have a separate file where I build me screaming with gross stuff in my mouth as a baby. It just gives me such cathartic peace. I don't know why. But can anyone tell me what's wrong with what I'm doing here in Photoshop? Does anyone know? So in Illustrator, every time you make a shape or edit it, it creates math and it increases the size of the file, but in very small increments, right? In Photoshop, everything is based on the size of your document. So even if I have nothing in this file, but it's this big, it's going to automatically be a certain size. And every time I add a layer, it's going to get bigger. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is that I've got a lot of really wasted space. Okay? And wasted space is doing nobody any favors. So I'm going to tear this off so I can see it better. And I'm going to lengthen this down here. And you'll see that I have stuff that's hidden. So like, for example, I've got multiples of this stuff here, here, here. So what I want to do is I want to take and turn this guy off here. So I'm not moving that. And I want to go ahead and turn these off. And that's my background. Okay. So now I have only this open. But if you notice, I've got 2 files here that go together. So if I want to move things together, I can select the layers that they're on, select my move tool, and move them together. So there's multiple layers, but everything just moved up there together. Now I've got double babies. And now I've got face copy and all of this good stuff here. So my double babies down here, I'm going to turn that off because I just want to save that for later. And I want to be useful here. So if I need it, baby. I always like to have one there just in case. All right. So I've got that there if I need it, but I'm going to leave it turned off. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to figure out here. I got that guy, that guy, that guy. I want to take all three of these. So I've got 2 copies of my hood and then my face. And I want to go ahead and I want to move those things all together up to here. Right? So now I've still got this weird copy down here of this, which is actually kind of really important, my orange cast and my face copy. So I'm going to grab these 2 parts here, and I'm going to go ahead and move them up into this space up here with this head. And I'm going to take my giant face and get rid of it. And keeping those linked together with my orange cast, I want to get this kind of situated in this head where I want it. And now I've got these all up here. So if you look at my size down here, the document is 2.73 and goes up to 32.6 megs. That's ginormous. I really only needed this much space. This was all wasted space, which was just me poor planning, right? So I'm going to go ahead and crop this down because I really only need this as big as my babies. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I've got it down to 13.4, so it's half the size it was to begin with. All right? So did I make it evident enough how important it is to crop it down? Right? So work in the smallest space available to you. I could even, in this particular case, if I didn't need this baby here, I could actually crop down even smaller, and I may do that eventually anyway. So now...
Can you merge layers to make it smaller?
Yep, and that's what I'm going to show you next. So I've got my hood, and then I've got the inside of my hood. So these 2 things are kind of like I'm building inside of that. And then I've got my face, and I've got my orange cast that's there, and my hood needs to come down here. My hood needs to come down here. And I'm going to move this kind of into this guy here. And this is my hood that has my background. And this is my hood that lets me be right in there. And so I can take my face and my orange copy of my face. Now, in some cases I want to do that and I want to do it, I want to merge it. But in this case here, I may actually want to pull parts of things, you know, in front or in back. So if I've got these 2 things together, it makes more sense for me to move them and see what happens when I put them behind my hood than to actually merge them together, because this is an orange cast and I'm not positive I'm going to want to keep that. I might get better at Photoshop over the next 2 weeks. And so once I merge those 2 things together, that orange never comes off that ear. So this is where I want you to be really careful about the merging, right? But if I turn those face copies off, I now know that this here, right, is filling in kind of the back of what's there, and I may not even need that anymore, right? So if I've got this guy here, I may not need that anymore as long as this fills in. So that's where, more even so than merging, I want to just go ahead and maybe pull that out and get rid of it. Because the less layers I have, I already dropped a meg just by throwing away 1 layer. So your layers are really filling stuff in. So good file management is going to say, all right, I'm going to make sure I get rid of the things that I don't need. So there's my little body for my baby. And if I put it down there, well, I got no place to go, right? So if I want to put my head onto my baby, I'm going to go ahead and move my baby down to where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my parts. So I've got these all together. And again, I don't want to merge them because I still want to work on them. And I want to put it into here. Now it's going to start to kind of cut me off. And I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over here for now with everything linked together. And then I'm going to go ahead into my crop tool. And I'm going to crop it down narrower here. And I'm going to tell it to crop it. And I'm going to go to image. And I'm going to use something called canvas size. Right? So canvas size is different than image size because all we're doing is changing the size of the canvas. So we say take everything that's on our artboard and position it where we want it. In this case, at the bottom of the composition. And then let's add an inch of height, roughly. Right? So now I've got some room to work with. And so now when I come back in here with my little screamy face, I can go ahead here and I can put my screamy head on my screamy body. And if I've got these things linked together and I go to transform and I hold down my shift key, I can scale the head of my Screamy Baby. So I'm more bobbleheady and less, so I'm not perfectly proportionate, but I'm getting where I want to be. All right. And so as I do this, I'm going to use, and I know I'm really like, it's like beating a dead horse. I get it. For those of you who know Photoshop. But it's the biggest mistake I see, and it slows you down, and it fills up your hard drive fast. Good file management, super important. So I'm going to go ahead and save this the way I've got it right now. Now, if I know I want all of these parts to go over to that other file, let's pull this off here for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and keep these together like this, and I'm going to drag those 3 layers. Whoops, did I not get my body? Let's go back here. So I'm shift selecting all of those. I'm going to drag and move them all over to here. And notice that they come over here and they all stay highlighted. That's where I want to merge it. All right? So if I go to merge layers here, I now have my whole baby on one layer to work with. All right? But if I decide I hate what I did over here, I can go back and fix it because it's all in layers over here in this teeny tiny file, right? And if I wanted to be super reasonable, I would even go in here and make this even smaller so that I really am taking up as little space as possible. And then I can save that and close it. And that's still all got my really good layers, but I've got my little baby that can move around however it wants to here, and I can go ahead and get rid of the old placed baby and play around with this guy.